setup. You use your banking setup to form your sigil. And you use sigil magic and you exercise it. You use it. And in the area that you in, you will become a local money magnet. It'll just, you walk down the street, $50 on the ground. You don't know where it come from because you are tapping into the energy matrix that they developed for their rights. They don't want you to know that. They just can't stop me from telling you because I'm authorized to say it now. And they don't like it because most of the people that's been allowed to tell it was scared of the consequences. Okay, don't tell it. I'm going to tell them because I want everybody to be able to have the same exact opportunity to live in the palace as that vampire bitch over there they call the queen. As long as she eat babies, she ain't got no respect for me. As long as she eat babies, she gets no respect from me. As long as they put newborn babies, abortion babies, toddlers, infants, and elementary age school children on tables and eat them like they are steaks, I don't got no respect for them, period. So I'm going to tell all their little money magic secrets one by one. Then people going to be start saying, hey, he telling their money magic secret. I tried this one and I got $5,000 just like that. Because I am fed up with them using these things to take from us what they have no right of claim to. So when you understand they use the blood to sedate you, the blood is a sedative. It's a negative energy pull. It pulls the energy vibration of the earth below 434 hertz. When you get below 434 hertz, especially the most powerful beings on this planet, the women, cannot function from the higher aspects of spirit in order to control around them. They use the blood rituals in order to keep the vibration low. Then they use the rites while you in your confused and dazed state under the spell of King Goo. They use the rites to capture the energy as it evaporates off you like the water. Gave me water, but it wasn't in the well. Gave me water, but it wasn't in the well. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? What is this water? The spirit. They capture it the same way bad dreams. And if you look up the dream catcher of the Native American, it'll give you a little more insight. So the same principle that the dream catcher used to catch the bad dream, the money right rituals are used to capture the energy and solidify it in the form of the currency, the paper money. But the paper money, not the real money. The substance that is supposed to back the paper money is the real money. So then where is the real money that you produce is they take it through something called fractional reserve labor. Fractional reserve labor is the exact same principle as fractional reserve banking. So if you know how fractional reserve banking works, then you'll know how your labor is calculated. All of these are the rights to your money that they don't want you to know. So they're going to tell you that people that burn candles is the devil. That's not true. Even the Christ said, don't put your candle under the lampshade. Let your light shine. So this is what they don't want you to know. If you can figure out what you worth, that alone, just you knowing, changes your whole reality. Because then the energy that you are expending would have to be accounted for by your internal accountant. We all have one. So the Apostle Paul, crooked ass, described it this way. He said, there is a self-accusing spirit. That is your accountant. And he there to tell you when you make good, sound economic decisions, social decisions, spiritual decisions, we ignore them, but it's in there. In every religious text tell you that it's something in you. It's in your DNA. And this something that's in you, that's in your DNA, can make you rich as a, can't say that, but it'll make you filthy. But you have to tap it. Now, they give you all of these misdirections like The Secret. That ain't gonna work. Because half of it is not there. That's the secret. The part that's not there, that's the secret. When you learn that it's about the rights and that to keep that energy vibration low, it's about the blood. That's the first step to economic liberation from the oppressor's hand of sorcery, because that's what they use. The blood and the right. Now, the next video about the blood is going to be about the DNA matrix itself, because we have to understand the DNA. But hopefully, Julian, me and you got some work to do. We got a video we have to do. And I got a couple more I got to get out here. So I hope y'all understand what I mean when I say this is the reason why the poor or the righteous suffer and the wicked prevail. Because the righteous do not have the wickedness level in order to produce the quality and quantity of blood required to satisfy the rights of the bloodsuckers that's eating babies in Buckingham Palace and having sex with little boys in the Vatican. That's called the right of pain. They know what they're doing. The inflicting the pain upon those innocent children, that's also another right of wickedness, to keep the vibration of the planet low. That's why they do that to those children, to keep the vibration low, but their time is up. So the pedophile priesthood has to go. They know they leaving. Francis know, talking ass mule. He know he about to get evicted. Watch. That's gonna be fun. Okay, people. So I hope y'all enjoyed the blood and the rights, and I hope y'all get to understand better how everything works now. I'm open to questions on anything. If you need any more insight on reference, just let me know. You can inbox me, or you can put it in the comment section, and I'll try to clarify anything else. But just remember, they had old banks and new banks. The old banks are the far side, the back side of the three-dimensional money matrix. The new banks are the side nearest you, the close side to the money matrix. Just put them on the map of your city and mark every bank you can find, old and new. And then they'll form a geometric pattern. You can go through it with string, or you can use pencil to connect the dots, like connecting dots. But you will see the geometric pattern for your vortex area that controls the flow of money where you live. That is the exact reason why every bank is placed strategically where it is. If you want the money code for your state, it's not the local banks, though they make up a series of networks on a bigger geometric scale. But the banks, like you might have a Comerica main bank in downtown Birmingham, and they might have another one in downtown Ypsilanti. Well, you'll follow all theirs, and you will know their money magic grid for the whole state from that banking system. When you get all of the banks and then you overlay them, now you have the entire sigil of the state's money system, and you can tap into it. And little stuff that you do, the side effect will just produce money, because you are tuned in to what they are using to keep the money above the poverty line. The poverty line is held in place by the blood rituals, the pain and the suffering, and the rights is capturing the essence being subdued, and it's coming out in the form of money. And fractional reserve banking keeps you from getting to the real currency. So that's why you see the push toward gold, Bitcoin, white diamonds, etc., because they're trying to get away from the tracer and get to the source. But you want to get to the source of money if you want to get to wealth. Wealth is not in the paper dollar. That's the distraction. That's monopoly money, and it has no true value according to what your government says in this books put out by the National Treasury and through various other forms of government in DC. They said that the money is just backed by somebody saying this is money. For lack of a better way to say it, that's what they said. It's called fiat. It's fiat currency, and that the people of the United States really is broke. They have no money because they've been bankrupt since at least 1933 was the coup de grace bankruptcy on the heels of the 1918 bankruptcy. So what you capturing now as currency is you capturing the energy flow of the fractional reserve. But when you start getting enough of that, you can use it to trace back to source wealth, which is, the raw materials. So when I moved to have the Pope dismissed, one of the things we're going to institute through the United Nations should be anything that you have to mine and you have to go further than 3 feet below the surface, that the demarcation lines of that nation, the proceeds from anything below 3 feet belong to the people to be used for the health, wealth, and the welfare of the people. You cannot take anything deeper than 3 feet outside the demarcation lines unless the people are compensated in just proportion. That makes sense. That's fair. NAFTA opens up the opportunity for Mexico to get into the oil trade. And most people in Mexico, North America, nor any of the NAFTA covered territories even know that Mexico has about as much oil as the Middle East. But ever since America won Mexico in the Mexican-American War, and they won California, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas, which is a Lone Star state, which is a badass state for where they laid that play down. But when they did that, they was all part of a divide and rule situation to keep the money out of the hands of the poor, out of the hands of the ones who it actually belonged to. So they started having these gold rushes where they sent people across the country looking for the gold of the area so that they could try to claim the right to the area based off gold. But none of these people have a true claim to right. I'm the only person with a true claim to right to anything on this planet right now, being the only one graduate as a Melchizedek priest in full royal lineage. So I got claim of first right on the light body and claim of first right on that which houses the light body, which gives me claim of first right to the organic nanotechnological suits that the light body used to animate the three-dimensional fixed position reality. So hey, they gonna pay us, but y'all need to know how it works, because when y'all understand how it works, and they can no longer deceive you, just by you knowing breaks the deception. When the deception starts to crumble, the regime falls without resistance, because it can no longer keep you entranced by these false notions of wealth. They tell you you bought a house, but you have to pay taxes on it. You don't own that. If there is not a piece of paper in your possession called holder in due course in relation to a piece of land in their system, then you are just a renter of the land. And then you have what they call the rights of domain, which gives you the opportunity to build a house on the land that you renting or paying duty on. Is actually what it is. It's not a tax, because these are the lords of England, and they enforce through the barristers of England that y'all think is the real law, but they actually imposters. And so when they do all these things, it's to deceive you out of your natural born wealth. There's not a person at McDonald's, they average about $10 to $15 an hour in salary, never knowing that under the fractional reserve labor calculation of what they're truly generating or producing in order to get paid that $10 to $15 an hour, they're actually producing about $1,500 per hour minimum through exertion. And they knew this is the purpose of it, to cover it up and to conceal it in what they call inflation. Inflation is there only to make you not realize that they're stealing from you. Inflation is a big old cloud. That's all it is. It's a cloud. It says, I'm put inflation here so that you can't see how I'm stealing your money as I use this fractional reserve banking in this fluctuating interest rate to continuously deceive you out of your wealth. And it's too many of us that don't have the interest in our own well-being, not to go search what's going on around the world, but just with our own personal documents. Why do you need a birth certificate mounted on security paper for the trading of stocks and bonds? Why would you need a birth certificate? It should be on some type of certificate of birth type special paper for birth certificates and not banking paper, unless it's something other than what they're telling you. The same with a marriage certificate. And it's on bank paper and it's classified as a document of merger. What the corporations merge. Under God, you unite. You don't merge like corporations. You don't put your assets together only. Under God, you unite. You become one in love, honor, and respect. But they want you to become corporately one in finance and equity, so that they can manipulate you and cost you your mortal soul. This is the deception. And this is what they don't want you to know. And this is what I absolutely need to tell you. This is how they steal your money. This is how they deceive you out of your life. You live a life where you work a job that leaves you crippled at the end and does not treat you with respect and dignity in the aftermath. That is fundamentally wrong at its core. So it's about the blood. It's about the rights. Understand what these people are doing, then they can no longer do it. All we need is, in the general consensus of unity, is to tell them to stop. Because the only way that any divine help can come to any people is if that people feel that they need divine help. Nobody is going to come help somebody that says, get away from me, I don't want your help. No matter how bad you see them struggling, no matter how bad you want them to help, you want to go out, you want to pick them up, you want to dust them off. But if they don't want help, sometimes you got to watch them suffer. They have to suffer until they get to the point where they understand that they need help. And they're not going to get out of this alone. And this is where we are with these sorcerers. Babylonian money magic. The whole thing comes crumbling down when we understand the blood is to keep us at a low vibration. The slaughterhouses, the trophy killing the animals need to stop. You don't kill for recreation. You kill for sustenance and substance. All of these things, if we don't understand about what they do in their secret rituals, are being used against us, whether we want to accept it or not.